Welcome to the Built Different podcast. Let's get it. Welcome everybody to the Built Different podcast. This is a special edition. I think this is episode 9. Wolfie is a very courageous co-host today because we just wrapped up with the first round. Oh, man. We have a lot to talk about. Wolfie's joining us for the beginning. He's going to depart after a while. You know, we don't blame him. He's a big, diehard Mets fan. We get it. We've all been there. So, Wolfie, why don't you lead us off with an opening take, man? The floor is completely yours.
It's just, here we are. The wild card series have wrapped up. And everything that we expected happened, which is the Mets blew it. And it sucks because not only did we blow the regular season in the division going into that Braves series, the second to last series of the year, we then blew it again in the wild card series. And that's not even to negate the fact that the Padres are a good team, but it's more that everything that happened the last month that showed what kind of team we are, where we can't come through clutch. And the one team, out of every team we played this year, there's only one team we've had a negative record against other than the Braves, and that was the Padres. And what do you know? That's the team we play in the playoffs. And we did exactly what I said. We would lose to Darvish, we would beat Snell, but we can't beat Musgrove. Their bullpen wasn't great, but that wasn't the point. Guys like Machado stepped up. I mean, to their defense, they did go out and get Bell and Soto and Hader, and those guys had moments, but you just didn't come through clutch. And now with losing all the guys you lose going into next year, to see you rebound and to spend them, and it's not even about Steve Cohen spending money. It's that the guys that you are going to bring back are going to demand such a high price that it's not like you're getting $15 million players a year or $20 million. You're talking about 30 to 40, and like you can only add so many players. So the fact that we're not even 2 weeks into October and we're already thinking about the next season is just depressing. It's like I thought I'd be more angry, but it's not like we lost it like a blown save or, you know, a strike three like a Carlos Beltran thing. Like that made me angry. This is more depressing. And it sucks because even when you have their second best franchise record regular season ever, you're already bounced in the wild card round. And it's like, I don't know where you go forward from here. Like, it's almost like even if Judge was in the lineup, I don't even think that would have mattered. It's like, I don't know what you do. Like, you guys asked me before the episode started, do you rebuild? I don't even know if it's like a rebuild issue. It's like a...
I think you guys got to just get out of New York, change the team name.
Relocate.
Dude, there's a curse.
Change
like,
the colors.
Las Vegas.
And
Las
it
Vegas.
sucks is, even with my brother and dad actually went to the game yesterday, and I actually know a miserable Mets guy did and a couple other people I know. And even on Twitter, all these Mets players are saying, oh, the fans need to hype it up. That place was rocking this weekend. Like, you literally were given the spotlight. You were primed. You were the only game on tonight, and you still blew it in the limelight. So I don't want to hear, like, this whole talk of, like, oh, we're waiting for the playoffs. Once the postseason, like, it doesn't matter. And it sucks because you just played 101 win regular season, and 3 days into the playoffs, you're already bounced. And it's like, what the fuck are we doing all year? Like, where do we even go from here? Like, I don't even know where you fix it. It's almost like a whole team problem. It's not like one, like, you guys talked about the Red Sox this year where it's like, oh, we need bullpen help, we need pitching help, like, our bats are fine. I don't even know where the fuck we're wrong. It's like the whole team's wrong. Like, it's so depressing, especially in a year where you thought we were going to do something. I'm not even saying World Series win, but you got bounced in the wild. I wasn't even expecting to be in the wild card. It's just, what the fuck,
Right.
man? Like, what a way to end the season. Like, I almost would have rather us, like not even, I don't want to say not get in the playoffs. That would have been Vegas worse. But it's like, maybe if I lost to the Braves in like a series or something, it would have been better. Like the Dodgers, but like the wild card, man. Like, I feel like how a Cardinals fan feels like right now.
Except the Cardinals have, you know, championships and recent. No, okay, I'm joking. But
Actually, I don't know.
You know, I'll
It's
give.
been a while for that too.
You know, I mean, for me, Wolf, I'm sorry. I'm not. I don't channel any of this towards you or Mets fans. Well, some Mets fans, but I channel this more towards the Mets. This is the first year in my entire life that I believed that the Mets were gonna do fucking anything. I was fully like, yeah, the Mets are gonna win the World Series. I believe it. They got that magic. They got the yo. I said the Mets and the Cardinals got the magic, and they got fucked. I love me. I love me. But you know, when it comes to the Mets, I mean, wow. I don't, Wolfie. You know, I'm honestly, I know I kind of begged you to get on the podcast, but I'm still surprised you even showed because me. Not gonna lie, boys, I would have been with the way the season ended, going from being top of the NL East the whole year long. You lose it in the last week by getting swept by the Braves, and then you just go into the wild card series and get beaten by the Padres. A team that people should have seen coming, like we should have seen coming, but I didn't. I can just simply admit that I didn't see this coming. But I should have because it's the Mets. And that's all I gotta say. It's the Mets. But hey, at least DeGrom performed well for this new contract he's gonna get with the Angels. So
I guess he will opt out. You know what the thing is too? They kind of almost remind me of how the Yankees played this year, to where everybody was so good at the beginning of the year, to where once they got into like July and August and September, even they got swept in the Cubs series. Like that should have been like, I don't understand how they were favorites, even when they had the loss and DeGrom was pitching. I get it's DeGrom, dude. They were still the betting favorites to win. It's like I don't understand like how all of a sudden like the flaws weren't like mainstreamed. Like I obviously you guys aren't Mets fans, so you didn't watch every day. But like once I saw them like start losing to teams like the Pirates and the Cubs, it's like I knew there was something wrong. Like
the Nationals.
I know we joked that one time we were like, oh, C.J. Abrams and the Nationals came through, but like we joked about that. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, yo, is no one like realizing what's going on right here? Like we're about to freaking lose a division, and we go into the division against the Padres, and every single game in a row we're the betting favorites after we just got swept by the fucking Cubs. Like I saw this coming from a fucking mile away. And it's
crazy because if you guys took one game from that Cubs series, just one, you guys wouldn't have even been put in this position. The Braves would have.
Or even one from the Braves, or one from the Pirates.
The Nationals.
The Marlins. The Marlins.
The Yankees.
Everybody. Anybody.
Just one more win, but
one game. All it is.
My actual opinion is, you know, I love this for the Padres, you know, kind of switching the spotlight to the Padres because they have that kind of team where if they're activated, they're kind of one of the best teams in the league. And we got to see that. Now, Yu Darvish, I mean, I think we all kind of expected him to light up the Mets, but Musgrove, that came out of nowhere. That I can admit did come out of nowhere. I mean, he's that motherfucker though.
He's always.
I mean, he's the guy that. Yeah, he's that motherfucker, and it just so happened to be the Mets. And I'm sorry, Wolfie.
Spin rate of his career. No, and that they said it was 2,550, and tonight he threw 2,900. Where the fuck did that come from? It's the Met curse.
Adrenaline.
The Met curse.
Adrenaline in the Mets curse.
Like someone was like blowing on the curveball somewhere in the fucking clock.
Before I lose this thought, you know, I don't know what's more disappointing: the Mets shitting the bed after having a wonderful year, or you know, my father walking out on us as a family. But you know, there's always next year. You never know what you get next year, and I hope.
And it's crazy because I would sit here and say the two really have no comparison, but it's like your dad walking away was like the most recent thing to happen than the Mets championship. So
he saw the Mets win a championship, which is crazy.
Right.
It's all connected. It's all
So
he saw that ball on the Butler.
That's my win.
Yeah, exactly. That's why they have it.
We're gonna go find Devontae's dad.
He's somewhere
So the Mets
deported
can
in
win a
New York.
championship.
Holy shit. sure.
Well, we're gonna find him so that the Mets can win the championship.
Bring him back from DR because he got deported. Let me stop.
Fucking, that's what I'm about to do.
But yo, Chris, what's up, man? How do you feel about that Mets Padres series? I'm still just flabbergasted. That's the word right there, flabbergasted.
Yeah, I picked the Padres. I think all of you guys picked the Mets, and this is just the fall of one New
Yo,
York
Chris
team,
is fucking smart.
and there's just one. And
He put his biases high.
there's just or one more New York team to go. And
Facts.
again,
Wow, he predicted the
get it
fall in
done.
New York too. Oh my god, dude. Somebody protect this guy. They're coming for you, Chris. The MLB's gonna send assassins to your fucking house.
You gotta protect this man at all costs.
Thank God my brother and dad
These-
didn't go to tonight. I don't know if they would have came home.
Jesus. Is it that dire out there for Mets fans?
Yeah.
But we can touch back on the Padres and the Mets. So to make a quick transition, the Phillies and the Cardinals. So this series right here, game one, it kind of goes back to what I said. I said between Zach Wheeler and Aaron Nola, they can easily win a wild card series if one pitches dominant and then a collapse happens. But it kind of happened reverse. Game one, the Cardinals absolutely collapsed. And then game two, Nola absolutely shut down. Well, Aaron Nola plus their bullpen absolutely shut down the Cardinals. Wolfie, how'd you feel about seeing the Phillies win the wild card series?
You know what it is?
That's crazy.
I know.
I'm just realizing the Phillies advanced, but the Mets didn't.
And you know what it is too? I'm almost not like upset. I'm almost more like stunned. Where it's like, I don't want the Phillies to have success, but it's almost like the fact that they overtook the Cardinals, which not just us, but everybody was like, oh, Goldschmidt, Arenado, Wainwright, Yadi's Lessy's, Pujols. Like, we all talked, Helsley, and all of a sudden you have Nola show up, Wheeler show up. They come back in the ninth inning against one of the top closers in baseball.
Wolf, Bryce
They're about
Harper
to go-
now.
They're about to go play, and they're about to go take on the Braves. Like, if you would have told me Braves and Phillies were going to be in the NLCS or DS, whatever, DS, like, I would not have believed you. Like,
DS,
especially knowing that the Padres and Cardinals are in the wild card too. It's like a shocking turn of events, and it's almost to the point now where anything can happen because the guys that actually stepped up, like Gene Segura the other day, stepped up. It wasn't even Bryce Harper. It wasn't Kyle Schwarber. It wasn't Nick Castellanos. Like, you have Bohm doing good. Obviously Hoskins and Stott are still there. Like, you have their whole team coming together, and they actually have a good hitting team, which is the one thing we said. The one thing we actually thought was going to be bad was their bullpen, and their bullpen was reliable. Their starting pitching did
And
good, which we
that's-
thought would, and their bats did good. So good
And
for
that was the
them.
whole thing, because I remember when we did the preview to that series, and I was like, I think I made a mention like Wainwright was the game one starter, or whoever was the game one starter, and I was like, well, the Cardinals don't have a better team, but they got the magic, baby. And wow, yeah, they do not have a good team. I mean, it kind of got highlighted, especially after Helsley went down, that they don't have too good of a bullpen past him. Their starters on paper they don't match up well with almost any team that was there. Their lineup outside of Goldschmidt and Arenado struggled a lot this year. Literally, they had Albert Pujols keeping their entire fucking franchise on his back, like a 43-year-old man with a broken back and broken feet and broken ass bones. I don't know. He's gonna have to get reconstructive surgery on the whole lower half of his body, besides his penis, because that's still 10 inches. But
Man, it's bittersweet at the end of the day because, the Cardinals came, they did what they could the first game, and then Helsey's like, here, I don't want it enough. And they put up, 7 runs in 1 inning? Or was it 6? I forgot what it was.
just a whole bunch of disaster from the Cardinals.
Word.
That was
Yeah.
one of the ugliest innings I have ever watched as a baseball fan, I think.
That was depressing.
Because even Arenado made an error, and that was crazy to see. I don't even know what he was doing. He just waved his glove at the ball as it was coming by. I was like, what the fuck kind of attempt was that?
Yeah, that and Paul Goldschmidt trying to turn two, throwing home, and like I was already there. Like, I understand you're a phenomenal first baseman, one of the best in the game, but like
At
he
least
was
touch
just
first before you fucking do that.
exactly.
He was
like,
right there. Like you were
the,
right
one of
there.
the best first basemen in the game, and you didn't think just to step on one, go two.
Yeah.
But
Or I mean, at the
both
very
those
least, step
guys
on
are
one
common.
before anything.
facts. Well, just bittersweet.
Both those
and,
dudes.
Did you see
That they've never made it to the NLCS.
Like,
Dude, I just felt
Small
like
town
40
players, baby.
Wow, yeah, the small town players went to the big city team and did small market things.
right. You got Kyle from
You gotta-
Wolfham doing big thing. Well,
Softball
I mean-
fundamentals.
I don't think. I mean, we're gonna preview this anyway. I don't see the Phillies season going much further than this. For the Cardinals, I mean, damn. I mean, we were all. I mean, me. I'll speak for myself. I was pretty blinded by the whole Pujols, Yachty, Wainwright thing. But there was something oddly satisfying about watching Yachty strike out with 2 runners
Nah, I'd
on
say
to end game 1.
bittersweet for me for
Hey,
him
I'm
to
not
strike
gonna hate
out and
that.
just like hit line drives, pop ups, and not do nothing. It's like, come on, bro. He didn't have the best year, but what would you really expect?
I'm just saying, of all the times Arenado yelled at his Rocky teammates, like, I want to win, man. And then, like, you just, whatever.
Well, it was like that. It was like Goldschmidt did it, Arenado did it. You both are damn near MVPs. You have a decent team. You won the division, and you got rocked by the Phillies. It wasn't like even like
Where-
By the
you failed
Phillies.
Many runs. By
You
the
didn't get
Phillies.
rocked by
By
the
the Phillies?
Dodgers, by the Mets, by the Braves. It was the fucking Phillies.
and Halsey, he rocked his own team.
What a
That
good,
was just a win for them.
So I'm gonna address that Helsley thing. So a lot of people are like some Cardinals fans are trying to chalk it up as he was injured.
They were saying that
Others,
on the
they're
broadcast.
saying like, but my thing is like, yeah, I get he's injured, but as a ball player, you have to let your team know that you're hurt before it spirals to a point where now they just lose because of your injury.
Indeed, but it's
So
the
in my
ego at the
opinion,
same
either
time.
way, it's on him.
It's the ego at the same time.
What
being
happened?
Being a player.
But yeah, no,
you
but that's
know,
your
plays a
ego. But
big
at the
role.
end of the day, it's like you can't throw this whole series on one injury because he got injured and still pitched to 4 or 5 more batters after that.
What about Scherzer?
They should have pulled him
Scherzer
earlier.
Might have did the same thing. Scherzer. might have
So
did it.
we got a I got a notification just now that said that Scherzer keeps it real after Mets season ends in pain. A kick in the balls. Man, I wouldn't. If I'm Max Scherzer, I'm not talking to anybody. Buddy, you gave up 7. You gave up 7,
He
man.
was definitely hurt, and he doesn't want to admit it.
But it's
And
like
4 downs.
I was. I don't know. I don't think Scherzer can pitch deep into seasons anymore. I mean, I think his age is finally caught up. Because he got the dead arm last year, and then this. I wouldn't be surprised if they called it dead arm this year. Dead
got
something.
dead
Dead
bodies on.
fucking spirit.
He got dead bodies.
Dead
on.
ass. Dead.
I remember when they said that about Nathan Eovaldi, I was like, what the fuck you mean, dead bodies? What the fuck is that even mean?
I'm sorry, Wolf, but
Yeah.
like
He's got fucking rigor mortis.
If you guys
Well,
can't see what it says
that was
says,
a fail.
I, Thomas, likes to eat ass. Said-
That's crazy. It said the mutts, but yeah.
The butts?
So anyone else have any opinions on that Phillies and Cardinals series? I mean, wow.
Yeah. Only thing hurt is his ego. 'Cause he sucked.
What's up? Oh,
Helsley.
Fake injury. Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Only thing hurt was his ego.
what a way for Pujols to go out though. That whole story just. Everybody's
Word.
Does this work?
Yeah.
Yes, the mutts.
Oh, there we go.
I like that, I like that.
There we go, the mutts. The mutts.
I'm
Yeah, I got mad at these drawing boards, bro. Having a daughter is fucking lit.
No,
Like I
that's
got
all.
mad at them.
He's like, give me your crayons. It's my turn.
Word of the day.
But no, yeah, I
Mutts.
definitely think it was a hurt ego. I mean, numbness in his hand, whatever. But like, as a ball player, as a team that's winning the game at the time, you got to remove yourself from the game if you're hurt. especially hurt on that level. If your hands are numb, that means you fucking threw out your whole arm, you idiot.
Yo, that was fucking
So-
crazy. I'm glad we talking
Yeah.
about that now because, bro, I can't
Tell you
feel
one thing,
nothing. What the fuck?
Why are you out there? why are you still pitching?
Word.
Why does nobody understand like to take him out either? Like you're watching your closer literally decapitate in front of your very eyes, and you're just like, yeah, keep going. Bases loaded, keep fucking going. Oh, you walked in a run, keep fucking moving, buddy.
The guy
We believe in
went from
you.
chugging 99 miles an hour and just hit 69 on the next one, and nobody was just like, "What the fuck just happened there? Was that a fastball? Was that an E-fist pitch? I didn't even know."
No,
you
they
had
were
that
like,
pitch."
he's just fucking with us. He's keeping it exciting. He's just fucking with us. Like, all right. So the Guardians and the Rays, Chris. Actually, why don't you lead us off, man?
Yeah.
Guardians and the Rays.
You know, the series happened just like I said it was gonna happen. You know, Bieber came out, pitched well. Ramirez came up big, and then the second
Bieber,
game,
what I love is like Bieber didn't pitch well, like just well. He pitched like fucking.
Chef's kiss,
Like
honestly.
that's what you, as a Guardians fan that actually like feels like they have a chance to make a run. That's what you want to see is Bieber just coming out, fucking pulling out his horse cock and just fucking slapping it all over Tampa and their shitty stadium and their shitty fans,
Damn, why gotta be a horse?
if they have any fans.
That's crazy.
looked like an ace.
Oh, you
and
gotta be
then,
all descriptive like that. Was it veiny?
Yeah, bro.
I just hope
He
it's not
did the Rays
2017 all over
dirty.
again with the Indies versus the Yankees.
I mean, he let Jose Siri take
Oh,
him
you're going
deep, but
different
like,
with
yeah,
Boy,
you know,
Siri
but
took
that
him
was
fucking deep.
it was. I mean, it was only a solo shot though. You know, that's good. It wasn't like 2 on, 3 on to put them at a deficit. It was a low scoring game. You know, good pitching
The
all around
series
for
in general was low
most of the
scoring.
2 games.
dude,
Yep.
15
And
innings
then,
of just throwing shutout balls, impressive.
Alright.
And
15
McKenzie played well. Yeah.
is what they played. What 24 innings?
Oscar Gonzalez got
Oh,
you
that
your
means a lot.
your walk off. You said Oscar Gonzalez was gonna have the big hit. And
They
you're
played
right.
24 innings and scored what? Only
Yeah.
5 runs. That's what it was. Altogether.
Well, that's the thing is that
5
the
runs.
I think like the three games that they played before this series, they were all 2-1 Guardians
Mhm.
victories, and then they won 2-1 in the game one, and then they won 1-0. But I think like this is the last team that the fucking New York Yankees want to see right now. I think if there's one team that you really just don't want to see, it's those Guardians because they, again, I don't know if you guys remember earlier in the year when Miles Straw was up there in the bleacher creatures like, oh yeah, hit me, like he was fighting with the fans.
Facts.
Uh,
That's a throwback. When he threw his
Yeah,
Yeah, Oscar Gonzalez, he was there. Everyone was there, man. Besides Franmil Reyes was there at the time. Now he's not, which is sad. I like that guy.
He's hurt.
But no, he's just not there. They waived him.
Shit, I don't know.
I think he's a Cub or some shit. Yeah. So, my thing is like the Guardians, you see exactly what you wanted to see. Your starters performed well under pressure. Your bullpen came out, they did their thing. Jose Ramirez had the biggest hit, in my opinion, in the whole series. Because I don't know if maybe they lose 1-0 if he doesn't hit that home run in game one. And then Oscar Gonzalez, your pitching gave you a shot all the way till the 15th inning. And now you're going to get this rest, and you're going to go into this series against the Yankees with so much momentum. And it's not like you're going to be in New York all those games. You are going to get 2 games in Cleveland. So, yeah, they did it in front of their fans. They took care of the trash. They took care of the one team that would have made this whole playoffs trash, which was the Rays. And they did their thing. Wolfie, what you got?
You know what's sick about the Guardians is that they're just on this roll that we thought they'd be on, and they didn't stop. They just went in, took 2 games from the Rays. Their starting pitching was
Like-
just phenomenal.
Like nobody's business either.
Yeah, and the only thing that scares me is their hitting. But at the same time, let's not negate that the Rays have some of the best pitching in the American League. But at the same time, if you're a Rays fan, you got to be a little worried. Not only did you get swept in the wild card postseason, but you also lost the last 3 games of the year. So you're on a 5-game losing streak to end the year. You have no power bats. You have no star bats that like really came through. Obviously, not Adames. Wander Franco is like a good rookie. They still have a Rosa Reyna. They don't really have like an Aaron Judge, Jose Ramirez kind of like that. So if I'm a Rays fan, I'm worried. But if you're a Guardians fan with Terry Francona behind the helm and that pitching the way they are with
That
Jose
too.
Ramirez
Terry
able to step
Francona, I
up,
love
good
that
for
guy.
them. So I think they're going to be, they have the ability to go forward. Is it an overpowering hitting juggernaut of a team? No, but they have enough pitching to where they could steal some games in some series.
So Devontae, man, Guardians Rays.
One of my favorite series because Shane Bieber, wow, made us a believer. What a stud, yo. What a way to just like take the team, put us on their back, and just like let's go to the promised land. And then like I said on the last podcast, don't sleep on Dominican Republic's own Jose Ramirez. He really put the backpack on, and I'm tempted right now to put my girl's backpack on to be on some Dora shit.
You won't.
Damn. I can't find the strap.
Bro, the sirens, they're like, oh, Devontae's put on the book bag with a wife beater. That's crazy.
Jose Ramirez came up to the plate and he said, yo, I got this. We going to the promised land.
And in
exactly
typical Rays fashion, they replayed if dude stepped on second base or not. Like, that was such a Rays thing to do, was to just stop the whole fucking game for 10 minutes. Knowing damn well it was a home run and they all stepped on their bases and everything.
Exactly. Just to kill the momentum. It makes sense, though. It's baseball.
No, yeah, but like, it's just such a Rays thing to do.
But I'm glad, it had to happen to the Rays. Fuck the Rays. And the Blue Jays especially as well, because they just walked all over the Red Sox this year. And now they got walked on in the playoff. Fuck them.
So yeah, so speaking of,
it's great.
Quick little transition. I like that, Devontae. The Blue Jays and the Mariners. Man, the Mariners. I sat here and said they were gonna get fucked up. I don't even know what to say because, like, wow, they came back from an 8-1 deficit. And what, like, we knew they were clutch, but that's like Papa Julio. That's all I gotta say. Yo, Wolf, hit us with your take on that.
So I was actually in the same boat as you. I thought the Blue Jays were gonna take the series. I thought their hitting was gonna come through a lot more.
Look at Chris. Chris is just fucking. Chris is loving it.
He's just sitting here just.
Fuck
Chris said all the AL East is just burning down easily. It's crazy.
To our defense, though, Saxby, is that we both said the same thing. Is that we didn't see the Mariners necessarily losing. Is that maybe the Blue Jays just being better? We wanted the Mariners to win, and there was a chance we thought J-Rob was going to come through, and the pitching was going to come through, and that's exactly what happened. We talked about it, like, I think...
Luis Castillo.
Luis Castillo, their bullpen, their other starters, their scrappy, good rookies and bats, and... oh my God, Chris, you're...
I was wrong in 3 of these 4 series. I mean, that's crazy.
And it's wild, is that because pretty much the majority of you guys brought up the fact that they have the most comebacks, and that's exactly what they did and set the record in the postseason for it. So everything that we kind of have seen throughout the regular season and wanted,
it just stayed true.
Almost like and we almost didn't believe it was going to happen. We were just like, no, it's the postseason, the Blue Jays, and the home record, and nope.
And yeah, that was my thing. I think honestly, Luis Castillo gets the MVP before everyone, because like we said, the Mariners needed that ace. They needed that number 1 guy. This is what they traded those prospects for, and at least I got one thing right when we can kind of dial it back to the episode after he was traded for, and I said this is the exact guy that you're gonna want in a big game situation, and it was gonna be Luis Castillo, and there he was, man, just an absolute maniac, just doing wild shit. Tore down the Jays, ripped out their hearts. I don't even know how you go up 8-1 and blow that lead. Yo, Chris is about to shit on the Jays. I could see
It's
it.
bright. It's bright in here.
But you know what? For real, on some real shit, props to the Mariners because they're going to get an opportunity here against the Astros. I mean, maybe I look stupid and say the Astros still win that series, but like they're going to get a chance here. They're going to get a chance to write a really phenomenal story. Chris, I feel like you're ready to go. What you got?
Sitting there smirking.
Yo, I'm just gonna say that I said exactly what was gonna happen in this series as well. I said, in game one, those guys could go the distance. I think I called the big dumper rally hitting coming up big for the Mariners. He hits
Big
hits a
dumper.
home run to take the lead in that game, and then I said that the rest of this series would be a slugfest, and that's what it was in game two, a slugfest, and the Mariners outslugged the Blue Jays. Who would have saw it coming? I think not many, because the lineup on paper, Blue Jays overwhelmingly probably the best lineup in the AL. So kind of shocking, but also kind of good to see some fresh teams in the playoffs and some hopefully make a run here, and young teams too. So changing of the guard, as they say.
I see what you did there. Devontae.
I like that. As previously mentioned in the last podcast, Toronto does better away than they do home. And they clearly showed that again, time and time again. It's unfortunate to see fucking George Springer get speared in the outfield. Like, what the fuck was Bo Bichette thinking?
Bro, it
That's
was
nice.
Bo Bichette's ball
Imagine
to
going out
fucking
like that.
catch. It was Bo Bichette's ball to fucking catch, and he decided to run into Springer instead. I felt like it was almost like it was like
Head first.
It wasn't.
Head
It wasn't on
first, bro.
purpose, but it was just like the ball. Like he wasn't even running towards the ball, bro. He was running towards Springer. The ball landed on the left of him.
Like, what the hell?
But, to add on to, last podcast, I had also mentioned that they have the most comeback wins. And if I'm not mistaken, they have the season, like the history's total high in comeback wins in MLB. I don't know if it's like entire, or if it's just the AL, but they're just adding on. And it's really giving me 2013 vibes all over again. But I really like the Houston Astros this year. And
One thing I want to say about
It could go
this
either way.
round, this wild card round, is that not only did these teams lose, but the way they lost was so fucking miserable and sad for like each fan base.
the
Like,
worst way.
the Mets, like having Scherzer give up 7, and then you just come up completely fucking flat in the third game, like one hit. Like everything else aside, one hit. That's crazy. The Cardinals, like Albert Pujols last season, and Helsley dies, and then you don't even put up a run in the second game. The Rays, I mean, I don't know, 15 runs of not scoring. That's pretty crazy. I wouldn't even be repping the Rays after that. And then the Blue Jays, just Springer getting hurt. You blow an 8-1 lead. All of that was just super deflating for every single team there. It's crazy. But
This guy blowing out his whole arm in the game, talking about I can't feel it.
But also what's crazy is the Guardians were 7.7% or something at the beginning of the year to make the playoffs. They were the only home team to win.
Yeah.
All the rest teams were away teams.
So speaking of, let's move to the future. Let's move to what's what now. Let's leave the past in the past. And first series, the Dodgers and the Padres. So what my ask is that we just say how we feel and give a prediction, and we just move on. So how I feel, I think this is not the team that the Dodgers want to see. I am going to go on here and make another hot take and say that the Padres are going to win this series. And the reason why I say that is because you know who's alive now. You know who's talking shit again. You know who's feeling like himself again. The man that took out Clayton Kershaw himself, Juan Soto. Juan Soto is back, and we're going to see it. He lives for moments like these. Machado lives for these moments. If that's what we're gonna get out of Blake Snell, like just not the worst performance in the world, just enough to get by. I think that's what you would need, and you just get what you can get the good stuff out of Darvish and out of Musgrove, and then don't forget they got Clevenger. So. Yeah, I like the Padres' chances here. I think they're going to really get all over the Dodgers pitching and the Dodgers hitters. It's, fuck Freddie Freeman. I don't think he's motivated. I think his head is still in Atlanta. And I think they go out. I'm sorry, that's just the way I feel. Trey Turner's not going to hit well. Mookie Betts is probably going to be, him and Will Smith are going to be the only ones that hit well. Bellinger's going to strike out and his helmet's going to fall off one game.
He's going to be lost in the distance and just staring into nothingness.
Yeah, and I just think with the emergence of Juan Soto again, along with Manny Machado, man, I'd take those two against anybody. How you feel, Devontae?
Me, personally, I'm still bittersweet. But I would like to see the Dodgers go up 4 games, 3-1, because everybody knows how I feel about Clayton Kershaw. I like to call him Chokesaw, and I don't see him coming up big his first game. I hope he does, don't get me wrong, but there's no difference between Clayton Kershaw, Max Scherzer, and Justin Verlander especially. Just history has just always repeated itself the last 10 years, and he's the last domino into the domino effect of nothingness. But I would love to see Mookie Betts continue to rake, go crazy. Freddie Freeman just hit bombs and cry about why he wasn't able to go back to Atlanta. And who doesn't want to see fucking Trey Turner just slide like how he slides into these women's DMs? Like, bro, it's phenomenal.
For sure, yo Wolf.
As much as I just saw the that's no slide, but as much as I just saw the Padres wreck the Mets, I do think the Dodgers are still gonna win.
I'm sipping on the tea.
And it's Machado's been good, Bell's been good, Soto's been Soto, but you're talking about Trey Turner, Mookie Betts, Will Smith, Freddie Freeman, Chris Taylor,
Gavin Lux.
Their whole pitching staff, their bullpen, Gavin Lux, Max Muncy, even Bellinger obviously has not been great, but he's still on the bench. Joey Gallo, your friend Devontae, but
yes,
you're and a team that technically won a World Series recently,
MVP.
Goes to the postseason all the time. I actually think like the Padres are the little brother. It's almost like the Yankees to the Mets. So I do think the Padres are going to get stomped. And I also see it like this. The Mets just took a game from the Padres. If the Mets can take a game from the Padres, do you think the Dodgers aren't going to be able to take games from the Padres? Absolutely. Absolutely. They're going to be able to capitalize on the things the Mets couldn't do, and they're going to take over. That being said, I don't think the Dodgers are unbeatable. I think another team like the Braves could beat them, but the Padres, I don't see it. So I think the
Yo,
Dodgers
Chris.
Yeah. So you guys are all going with the Dodgers?
He's about to spit right now. He's about to spit
He's like,
crazy.
yo, what's up? I'm over here.
You guys
I feel
are
like
going-
evil
all
music
going
just
with
played.
The Dodgers?
Nah, I went with the Padres.
Is that the? Alright. Yeah. I mean, I'm going with the Padres as well. Last show
I like this split.
I picked the Padres over the Mets,
Let's
as we know.
go.
And I said if Juan Soto and Manny get hot, we're going to compare them to Manny Ramirez.
Padres,
and Dave
Phillies,
Ortiz winning the
Padres,
playoffs,
Phillies, Mariners, Guardians, baby Segna. That'd be nuts.
So,
I mean, it'd be cool to
I
see
think,
the Padres actually advance, but
I think what was scary to see about the Dodgers was down the stretch they lost a very suspect end of the season series to the Rockies where Urias got kind of beat up. I think with the rest that they just had, the momentum that the Padres have right now, I think this is a different. Everybody started the series off, 0-0. The playoffs is a different time. I think you don't look at your season woes. It's just we're here now, and it's time to go. And I think you saw Soto was having fun out there, even when he was 0 for 4 the first game. So I think you see a Padres run here, and
Word.
fuck Dave Roberts.
oh,
Dude.
that's true.
This is a big series nonetheless. Like this was literally the series everybody wanted last year, and look how we got it this year. And all it took was the sacrificial lamb of Fernando Tatis. Crazy. He could be the
This-
Nathan Eovaldi for all we know.
This one should be quick. The Phillies and the Braves. Right? I think the Braves are gonna sweep these guys. I don't see the Phillies taking a game. I think their gloriful little run. Their banner that they're gonna hang up from this whole Bryce Harper era is gonna be this one series that they won against the Cardinals. That's my opinion. That's gonna be the banner they're gonna have to show for getting Bryce Harper to a 13-year deal. I don't know. The Braves starters, they're gonna overwhelm the Phillies because that's what they have that the Cardinals don't. Is that their pitchers have good movement, and what comes with good movement is that the Phillies strike out a lot between Bryce Harper, Kyle Schwarber, Castellanos, Rhys Hoskins, Bohm. They all strike out a lot. It's a recipe for a disaster. Their lineup is gonna really, as usual, get to Zach Wheeler. Once you get past Zach Wheeler, then you're gonna get Nola. So, I mean, it's going to be up to Nola to, I think, win them their only game and at least give them a chance. But I don't even see that happening. So, Wolf
I think it goes.
or Devontae, my bad.
Yeah, Devontae, you can go.
I predict the same outcome as the Dodgers and Padres, where if they do get a win, it just comes out of an opportunity from certain mistakes, as we saw in the first game, how it just came down to Halsey and whatever the fuck was wrong with that crazy ass.
Inning.
But
Yeah.
you never know what to get out of the Phillies, and when you do, they just put up 7 runs on you, a couple runs on you, and it all comes down to how long the starters go for the Braves, because Charlie Morton is there, but he's not all there like he's been in the previous years. But postseason Charlie Morton. So what he did last year, oh my god.
Bro, he's about to finesse the shit out of the Phillies. Watch. Charlie Morton is going to be the reason that the Braves move on. No, that's
I can
wicked.
see it.
But
I hope so. That'd be nice. 'Cause
I can see it.
last year, he bowled out with 3 legs, and one of his legs gave out. It's crazy.
I was like,
Yo, Wolf, man, it's your.
So it's weird. I feel like if the Padres were playing someone, or excuse me, the Phillies were playing someone different, like the Mets or maybe even the Padres. I don't want to say Dodgers, maybe, but the Braves. I just can't see the Braves losing to the Phillies. That being said, though, the Phillies do have a really good lineup. I mean, think about it. One of the best catchers in baseball, Bryce Harper, Rhys Hoskins, Gene Segura when he's good is one of the best contact hitters in the game.
Yeah, man.
Stott's
It's good
great.
enough for a participation
Bohm,
trophy for sure.
Bowman's good too.
Their rotation's not. I mean, their top 2 is good. The rest of it's okay. It's their bullpen. I think it's the shaky part. So, while I think it's surprising they beat the Cardinals, and I think they could beat some maybe lower tier playoff teams, there's no way they're beating that Braves team. That
Acuna,
Braves team,
3 home runs.
Pitching's good. The lineup is solid.
Ozzy Albies too.
Rookies, bullpen. I mean, on paper, everything's
Stacked.
just better overall than
Literally.
the Phillies. I don't see
They're
how
all
the Braves
stacked.
are losing.
Yo, Chris.
Yeah, I don't give the Phillies a chance here. I think
He's gonna go
Spencer.
Yeah, the Phillies. Phillies in 6.
6. I don't
No,
even
the Phillies
think.
are gonna need like 27
uh,
games to pull it off.
Yeah, I think it's honestly, I think it's Braves in 3. The reason why is because Game 1 is a really bad setup for the Phillies. They have Suarez going against Max Fried, however you want to call
Fried's
his
gonna rip
last
them
name.
apart.
Fried
But
chicken.
then
Nice for
and then it's like who's gonna pitch the next game against presumably Strider, who, like you've alluded to, the Phillies strike out a lot. I could see Strider coming out and pitching really well and having like a 10 strikeout game as a rookie. You know, it all depends. It all depends on the bats. I think the Phillies, or the Braves have been the hottest team. You know, they just beat the Mets at the end of the season. You know, called that series, called them beating out the Mets. You know, the collapse of the Mets. I think they're the AL champs, the AL East champs, and the Phillies gotta face their owners here this year.
Speaking of the AL East, the Yankees,
The NL East.
the Yankees versus the Guardians. Like I said, this is absolutely the worst thing that the Yankees want to see is the Guardians. However, I got the Yankees in 4. I'm sorry. Sorry, Chris. I'm sorry. The entire Guardians bandwagon. I have to turn my back now. I can't see the Yankees losing to the Guardians. I think their pitching has what it takes to overwhelm this team and at least put them in their place. Garrett Cole, I will say, if he has a bad game 1, wow, is his legacy completely shattered and you could just throw that shit away. If Garrett Cole does not perform, he is done. his story is done. But I think the Yankees win. I think their bullpen gets the job done. Chapman's not even going to be on any of the playoff rosters, which is hilarious because he didn't show up to practice and he didn't have a good excuse. I fucking love that. It's just kind of like, hey, buddy, fuck you. Enjoy free agency. Get the fuck away from us, finally. Yeah, I mean, Bieber, he doesn't have the best track record at Yankee Stadium. I noticed that. And I believe Game 1's going to be in Yankee Stadium if he's pitching it. If not, he'll be pitching Game 2, which is also in Yankee Stadium. So overall, I think the Yankees take this in 4. The Guardians, though, man, I could see them in Game 5 in New York just absolutely upsetting the Yankees in front of all their fans. So what you got, Chris? What's your big prediction?
I mean, what else is there to predict? Terry Francona is gonna beat the Yankees.
Like he did in
Might as
04.
well call it
Damn,
04.
man. I just like every time Terry Francona is brought into the situation, it's just like I want the Guardians to win because that guy deserves it. Like I said, box of kittens, man. The Guardians are a box of fucking kittens this year.
I love that.
Their team's too hot. They just can't. I don't think the Yankees can beat them. They're not consistent enough.
The Yankees thing to happen for me is that Aaron Judge absolutely shits on the Guardians, but then the Astros absolutely shut down Aaron Judge and the Yankees. That is the most Yankees outcome I can think of. Is that they just dance all over the Guardians, but then get absolutely shut down by the Astros. That's kind of one of the only reasons why I think the Yankees are going to win as much as I do. Because, yeah, this Guardians team, I mean, they're not a team to fuck around with. And it's hilarious because it's a team without Francisco Lindor. But it's not a team that the Yankees are going to take lightly.
You know what else they have too? They have
LeBron.
youth, and they have they didn't have anybody go down with a big injury or like be out for like a super long time this year, and like they're young. They can withstand. Their bodies are young. Like they're younger people. They're young and they're fucking on fire right now. Like they don't think anyone could beat them right now, and I think the Yankees are gonna take. We're gonna take that as a disadvantage
What you think, Devontae?
because the Yankees are old.
Me personally, man,
These Yankees are old.
I want to see the Yankees fall. I want to see them crumble. The Indians, well, no, the Guardians.
Whoa! You can't say that word. You cannot say that. Cut.
Long live, long live, long live.
Oh, he got the logo too. I'm gonna have to blur that out.
Just like, zoom in.
So, I would like to see, what is it, 5 games they play in general? Or is it 6? No, it's not 6.
5.
You were on point with the 5-game prediction this whole way through until the series.
I want to see them go all 5 games and beat the Yankees. And if they could do it in less, that'd be amazing. Because what they have is the upper hand is pitching-wise, you know. Compared to the Yankees, you know, Garrett Cole, we saw what he did last year. They couldn't even contend in the playoffs. He got destroyed by his daddy, Rafael Devers, and you know the Red Sox in general. But
It's not your
you know,
90s Yankees.
if you limit at all, if you limit Aaron Judge, who's really gonna step up for them? Because as you've seen, that's the biggest thing that has led them this whole way from the second half on. Aaron Judge. I don't think Aaron Judge is going to be the same animal he was in the playoffs because it's 2 different atmospheres. I feel he might be like the new age A-Rod where, you know, you saw A-Rod just destroy the whole season and it's just like, where were you in the playoffs when we needed you most? When we put the bat signals, where were you? You were supposed to be here. But
Nah, come on. Don't come on my guy like that. Come on.
I like Judge, don't get me wrong, but it's just like, yo, the playoffs is a whole different atmosphere, and this is what really makes
This-
or break.
Now, the only
Weird.
thing that has me disagreeing with that is that this whole season was a different atmosphere for this guy, and he went and had one of the best seasons we've ever seen. I mean, like the whole season,
Yeah,
like
but-
all the pressure has already been on him. I think it's just gonna be another day at the job until he sees Houston.
I hope so, but the thing is, playoffs is different. It's a whole. Now you're really playing. You're really playing. Like it's do or die. Every game.
I just hope for the fucking sake of this guy, Aaron Judge, that somebody else wakes up next to him.
Or hopefully it's fucking Gleyber Torres.
It's gonna be Jose Trevino, 4 home runs here.
I hope he
Exactly,
survives.
They're too inconsistent.
Imagine it's Aaron Hicks.
Suck.
He pulls a Jackie Bradley and he's
redemption-
their JB Jesus.
The redemption of fucking Aaron Hicks. But yo, Wolf, what you think?
Word.
Yankees.
Hold on.
Oh.
To add on to this, one thing that's gonna play a not so big of a big role. I don't know if you guys saw, but they lost Aroldis Chapman because he didn't make one of his practices. That's fucking wild.
Bro, Aaron Boone is if there's one thing that guy is, he actually is a G. I mean, I don't like the guy. I don't like the way he manages, but I think if there's one thing, he's a fucking gangster. Like, he just really walked up and said, yeah, he missed a practice. I didn't like his excuse. Fuck him. He's off the whole thing. Like, it's
Yeah.
done. Him as a Yankee is over with.
Of course, and then you see the kind of year he has, so it's like it's nothing personal.
Yeah.
But,
Yo, Wolf.
Yeah, as much as I want the Guardians to win, I can see them putting up a good battle, especially with their pitching staff. If Bieber and McKenzie get some games in, but there's just something about the Yankees, especially when it comes to the AL Central. They just seem to like wipe out the division, especially the Twins,
Yeah.
White Sox, and on the Guardians to that too, to where
And the
they
Red Sox
probably
this year.
will. It won't be like maybe a complete sweep. But I don't see them losing, even taking all this time off with the Guardians playing a hot streak. Though, there are going to be some close games if the Yankees can't hit. Because the Guardians are a sneaky team, as Chris has proved pretty much every episode the last like month and a half. And if they can get some like good
Exactly.
pitching in, like Ahmed Rosario and Jose Ramirez, those two alone, one guy gets on, one guy smacks them in. You know, the Yankees. pitching
That
staff
trade
is
with the
screwed.
Guardians and the Mets. That trade with the Guardians and the Mets was such a win-win for both sides.
And Jose
I'll say
Ramirez has
this,
good numbers against the Yankees. Let's
Yeah.
not forget that. He really puts up numbers in Yankee Stadium.
I'd say one thing though, man, it would have been nice to have Jose Ramirez. I would have took both of them, but whatever. But yeah, I see the Yankees winning.
All right, so the last series, the Astros and the Mariners.
It's no way.
Um,
You know what's gonna happen? Quintrell's gonna outpitch Cole in game 1.
I like that.
Watch.
that
How many home runs is he giving
I
up?
am telling
I
you
say
right now,
Garrett
if
Cole's giving up 3
Garrett,
dongs.
if Garrett Cole, no, this is what Giancarlo Stanton needs. If there's one thing that Stanton needs, he needs Garrett Cole to shit the bed. And the reason why I say that is because when Aaron Judge leaves this team, I made the point before, when Aaron Judge leaves this team, Stanton is going to be looked at as one of the most hated guys in New York, especially if they don't win this year. He needs Garrett Cole to suck here so that he's not the most hated guy in New York. But if Cole doesn't perform, that guy needs to delete his social media. He needs to go to the Kansas City Royals. He needs to just like hibernate. It's done. If you don't perform, it's done.
Kermit Cole.
So,
Kermit Cole is
it's over.
crazy.
He
Yeah,
might go out like Max Scherzer.
bro, and it's his fault because he just wanted to be in the big moment. But it's just like, dude, like, whatever. The Astros and the Mariners. I'm gonna sit here and say that I think the only thing that plays against the Astros here is that it's a 5-game series. Because if Verlander gets rocked like he normally does in the postseason, that's really gonna put the Astros on the ropes. Because I definitely do think the Mariners can steal 2 from the next pitchers, especially if Verlander goes twice. However, the realist in me says that the Astros take care of the Mariners like they did all season. If there was one team that the Mariners couldn't beat in the season, it was the Houston Astros. However, man, it's Julio Rodriguez. Julio Rodriguez, I think he's going to hit 3 bombs. I think he's going to have a really lovely series. I still have the Astros in 4. But I think Julio Rodriguez really goes off. What you think, Wolf?
You know, normally I would say the Astros, but I'm just gonna go out on a wild limb. I say the Mariners are actually gonna win. I feel like they're like almost like America's team right now, and they're like being
America's team, the Seattle Mariners. What a fucking turnaround for
And
those guys.
I don't know what it is. There's just I could just see like it going to like the last second, and Julio or someone like him just steps up. The pitching. staff
Eugenio
just-
Suarez hits a fucking grand slam.
Honest, like Houston's good, but there are some like Verlander's had some issues in the playoffs in the past. A lot of their starting pitchers haven't seen postseason action. Their bullpen has given up things before, not normally, but like Presley has blown spots before. And with the Mariners playing so hot, I mean, they just set the record for biggest comeback in postseason history. So I kind of made the mistake counting them out against the Blue Jays, and for some reason, you guys kind of joked with it with the Dodgers, it's their era's over. Maybe it's time for the Houston Astros era to be over, and maybe the Mariners don't want to do it. So I'm going to take the Mariners. Why not?
Holy. Chris.
Yeah, I'm going with the Astros because the Astros were just overall very consistent this year. I think they have the experience, they have the pitching, they just have a very well-rounded team all around. I think you'll see Altuve maybe hit a home run to lead off a game, which we've seen all year. Get it started off. I think it's going to be close, though. I think each game will go down to the wire. I think that ultimately, I just think it's just Mariners need one more piece. I don't think this is the year for them.
I
Devontae?
don't think it's a year necessarily.
Oh, my bad. Nope,
No,
you're good. Nope, you're good.
No,
Spider-Man
you're
shit.
good. I was gonna.
So who's good? Who's good between the both
I
of
don't
you
know.
guys?
But I don't necessarily think they have the piece to go all the way, but I definitely could see them having at least some like success against the Astros. Like it's almost like even the fact that they even got to the playoffs like is a miracle. So I'm not saying you're wrong, Chris, but it's like I'm not talking World Series win. I'm talking at least maybe a DS win.
Crazy playoff. I think after that first round, it kind of like just shook up everything we thought we knew, and just here we are. It's a whole new fucking.
Whole new world.
Cause it's like realistically in these series, like the Yankees should win, the Astros should win, the Braves should win, and the Dodgers should win. But we just recovered from a fucking series where 4 teams should win, and none of them did. So. Well, I mean, I guess not the Rays. Fuck the Rays, but
Was I wrong?
It passed Justin Verlander and what's the shimmy dude? I always forget his name.
the shimmy dude.
Yeah, lefty. Fuck, coño, what's his name? Fuck. What's their second pitcher's name?
Oh,
Valdez?
From their...
not Valdez.
Valdez or Javier?
Yes.
No, it is
No,
Valdez.
Valdez. The him. Yeah. If they get past both of them, then the Mariners really could just go all the fucking way. And if not, it's gonna be like do or die, and the Astros are really just gonna have to like use all the cameras they can in the game 5 to win. But yo, Astros have just been stacked, and they've just walked on everybody. And you've seen what they've done to the American League in general this whole year. So I want to give it to the Astros in 4.
All right, we're out of time. No, I'm kidding. So Wolfie, man, down and away, the New York Mets. I think it's only right.
I don't even know where to begin.
Hold on.
I might as well just start in 1962. No, it's just
Need
like
an intro, a good ass
It's
It's
so
terrible.
sad. It's
Like-
another entry. It's just another entry to just the miserable Mets.
and it's almost like what everybody talks about us blowing the division. That was bad, but this is like the icing on the cake. William Contreras, that's that's your song now. Edwin Diaz isn't even going to come back anymore. It's just like we're talking about. It's October 8th. Is that what it is? 8th. Whatever day it is, and we're
Yeah,
already talking
October
about
8th.
and we're already talking about the off season. It's like, or I am at least, and it's like, well, I mean, I guess all of us are now. Now we can all. I'm back with you guys. We can talk about the off season.
Yo, Devontae, hit my music, bro.
Next year. Oh, look at him. He's got our favorite
Go
team
Mets!
going, our favorite player.
Go Mets!
He's throwing t-shirts into the crowd. No,
Yo, we're gonna get copyrighted, too.
No. Actually, the person that has the ownership of this, it's actually because it was on one of our videos and it popped in the copyright check. But then they said that the person that owns the rights to it like either gave us permission or automatically gives people permission. So
That's fire.
oh,
Yeah,
that's perfect.
I like that.
So I don't want to hear that song ever again. No, I'm kidding.
no, we're closing the show with that. So after we're done with this segment, we are closing the show with that.
But it's crazy. It's like I can't even. We're already into the off season, and that's the Mets. There's nothing more to say.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, man, I can't believe like Chris kind of just predicted the fall in New York. Yankees fans, you guys that are watching, just hang on to your seats tightly. Don't worry, your time is coming for a down and away segment. But who else got an opinion on the Mets? If not, Devontae, you're gonna have to cue that music. We're gonna have to end the show off, right?
There's always the next year, unfortunately.
So he's next year. Yep.
My bad. You were saying?
Thank you for tuning in to another edition of the Built Different podcast. This was the death of the Mets. Go New York.
Fuck the Mets.
To my boy Wolfie.
Fuck the Mets.
We love you, Wolf.
Word.
Woo! Go New York, baby. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, everything. Sell your soul to us. Devontae's girl's looking at him like he's
Next year.
crazy.
It's always next year.
Let's get it.